Good morning, everyone, and welcome to our conference online, Armenian Through the Ages, Linguistic and Philological Perspectives. It's a great pleasure to welcome you all at 9 o'clock Greenwich Mean Time, wherever you may be. We are extremely pleased to have had more than 150 registrations from all over the world, from California to India, and hope that over the course of the day, everyone will be able to join us. Initially, I should probably introduce ourselves. I'll start with my colleague Irene Tinti of the University of Geneva, who is part of the organizing committee with myself. I'm Robin Meyer from the University of Lausanne. And we're very grateful to our colleagues from all over the place who have joined us in the scientific committee, Professor Theo Martin van Lint of the University of Oxford, who's with us and will chair the first panel, as well as Professor Valentina Calzolari of the University of Geneva, Professor Alessandro Orengo of the University of Pisa, and Professors Bert Vaux and
James Claxon.
James Claxon, thank you, of the University of Cambridge, who can't be with us at this time. A few words possibly also about our kind sponsors. We have received funds to host this event from the Oxford Center for Byzantine Research and from the National Association for Armenian Studies and Research, NAASR, for which we're very grateful. And we look forward to having a very good day and a very interesting program with you. And I hope you'll join us all for as much of it as you possibly can. I'll say a very few words about the sort of origin of this conference. Irene and I started thinking about this, I think, 3.5 years ago now, at in the aftermath of one of the Geneva ateliers that we've had there in the past. These ateliers in Geneva have traditionally been slightly more broad than this one is, so not restricted to linguistics and philology. And since I'm scared of things that aren't linguistics and philology, we narrowed things down a little for this particular event. Originally, we wanted to have it at Wolfson College, Oxford, in person in July 2020, for very obvious reasons that we don't need to talk about. That could not happen, and even our delayed date of January 2021 did not make for an in-person meeting for, again, obvious reasons. So we have gathered you all here online, and in a way, ever the better for it, because otherwise we would never have managed to gather such a large audience. And we're very grateful for the interest that everyone has shown and for the reactions that we've got to our advertisements online, and, well, only online, really. So we have, as you've seen it, 5 panels organized throughout the day from 9 o'clock till 4 o'clock GMT, with breaks for lunch and another break in the middle. Of course, you are free to come and go as you please, as long as you don't make noises as you do so during a speech. We should also add that the format of the conference is slightly less or slightly untraditional in the sense that we don't have 20-minute papers followed by 10 minutes of discussion, for the very simple reason that that would have taken far too long, and we don't want to keep you all in front of your screens for unnecessarily long. For that reason, you all have received a little package with position papers, let's call it 5 or 6 page papers, that give the outline and the major points of the presentations that we are going to hear. And our participants are going to give 10-minute papers, 4 apiece, followed by 20 minutes of discussion. In these 20 minutes, you are more than welcome to ask questions to any one of the participants, though the chair of each panel will take it upon themselves to try and balance the questions that are asked, so that we don't have 20 questions for one paper and 3 for the 3 others. We would ask that you please submit the questions in the chat window via Zoom. It simply makes it easier to manage for us. You don't necessarily need to put in the question, just put in I have a question or something like that, so that the chair can manage, and we will then call on you by name to pose your questions in person. Alternatively, if you prefer not to activate your microphone and or your camera, by all means, just write the question in the chat as well. During the presentations, we would ask you, simply for reasons of bandwidth and of recording, to deactivate your camera, deactivate your microphone, so there's no unnecessary interference. And I think that is all of it in terms of the logistics. We will leave the session running even during the breaks, but as I said, there is no expectation that you sit here through the breaks or whatever, come and leave. And you can equally leave the session properly and then join us again as you like. You have all the necessary details. Irene, have I forgotten anything?
No, I don't think so.
Marvelous. Okay. We still have a few minutes officially before our first paper starts, and in case that people have decided to skip the introductory part, which would be entirely comprehensible, and come for the first session only, I suppose we should wait. And this is, of course, the ideal moment for you all to say hello to each other in the chat or in person, and to, I don't know, tell us where you are or something of the sort.